Okay, I think everyone is in. So good morning. My name is Chelynn Tetreault, and I'm a doctor of Ayurvedic medicine and a Jyotishi, or a Vedic astrologer. And just to talk with you all today, I'd like to go over that I'm a member of the Kriya Yoga Alliance. And so I believe I'm the last member to be offering a Sunday meditation and talk. The last member of the group to give a talk before we start again next week with Ryan Strong, who will be giving a meditation and talk from the West Coast. So I'm over in Massachusetts, and just to go over what the Kriya Yoga Alliance is we're a group of Kriya yogis who have decided to come together to provide opportunity for spiritual seekers to feel supported, to be able to sit together in meditation, and just to come together in community and to support and learn from one another. And so some of the members of our Kriya Yoga Alliance are Pascal Chambers. And I just wanted to offer a thank you to her because she's really been holding a lot of the administration support for us. And so without that structure, it would be very difficult to keep this alliance going. So just a thank you to her for doing that. It's kind of a behind the scenes function that often goes unnoticed. So thank you to her for that. Other members, we have Ray Booker, who took on the task of creating our website. And you're welcome to go there anytime to see who is giving the meditation at what time and what day. And that website is kriyayogaalliance.com. So thank you, Ray, for putting together our website. We have Ryan Kurzak, who has for many years led meditations and teachings in the Kriya Yoga tradition. And so many thanks to him for bringing his students to the group and his teachings. Chris Sartan, who is in Chile, so he's representing South America for us. He has a beautiful center there. He gave a talk a few weeks ago, and when I sat in on that talk, I was very overcome with being able to get a sense of what he has created there at that place in Chile, even through the screen. I could feel that. So he's been very participatory, along with David McGrath, who is in Ireland, in helping us to start to create our logo. So that's coming up. We're all very excited about that. We'll be ready to have that on our website and such soon. And then my dear partner, Ryan Strong, who actually I was blessed both by meeting him and knowing him, but he was the person that introduced me to Mr. Roy Eugene Davis. So many thanks to him. So for today, since many of you don't necessarily know who I am, I'd like to spend a little bit of time just talking to you about a little bit about my background before we go into the rest of the talk and the meditation. So I remember as a child, I was maybe about 10 or 11 years old. I had a very kind of vital, vivacious household. There were 6 of us. One of which was, I have a twin sister. So I had a twin sister and then 2 younger siblings and my parents. And so there were 6 of us and 1 bathroom and not much privacy. And I remember one time going into the bathroom just for a little space, a little bit of my own time, and looking out the window and just having this very deep curiosity, just wanting to know, like, is there more? What is, like, why am I here? What is this? Is there more? Is there God, for lack of a better word? I just had this curiosity. And I remember looking out the window and kind of asking existence for kind of like a sign. And I remember as soon as I asked, the wind started to pick up so I saw like the trees blowing around and the winds really picking up, and I was so I was so excited and inspired by that. And I think regardless of if it was just a coincidence, when you have that innocence, that innocent curiosity of a child and that innocent desire to know more, that's really something that we can be led by. We can really listen to that. And because all of you are here today, I know that you also embody some of that innocent curiosity to want to know more. And that is one of the most important questions that we have all started with on our personal paths. And so that was around 10 or 12. I had asked that question. I had this deep desire to know more. Fast forward to many years later, I had the blessing of just right in my own family, my twin sister, she had her own innate curiosity to want to know more. So she had on her own looked into the path of yoga. And so she had found a teacher, a guru. She would talk to me about it a little bit. But one of the things that stuck in my mind the most was, oh, you have to read this book, Autobiography of a Yogi. You have to read it. You must read it. And so, as a sister, I was kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll read it sometime. I don't know. It kind of stuck in my mind a little bit. And this is about maybe around the age of 19. And then around the age of 21 or so, I was living in Boston. I had just gone through art school. And on the side of the road, in a pile of books, was Autobiography of a Yogi. And so I saw it, and this is the book from when I was 21. So I picked it up. It's a little, it's in tough shape. But so I, because of her insistence and her enthusiasm, I picked the book out of the pile and read it, and of course was completely fascinated, felt a deep connection, and then sort of moved on with my life in a way. I did practice a little bit of yoga asana at that time, a little teeny bit of meditation, but it didn't fully stick. And then a few years later, again through the same twin sister, she had studied massage therapy, and then through massage therapy learned about Ayurvedic medicine. And so, as we all know, or some of us know, Ayurveda is a sister science to yoga. It's one of the Vedic sciences. Jyotish is another science. Vastu is another science. And so again, the same inspirational sister said to me, you have to study massage therapy. It's okay if we do the same thing. I don't mind. I'm not jealous anymore. We had this twin competition thing going on for a while. And she goes, and you have to learn about Ayurveda. And she said, it's so beautiful. It's so artful. It uses all of the senses, the sense of sight and touch and smell and hearing to heal. It's so complete. And because she's a pretty inspirational person, pretty passionate person, I too began to study first massage therapy and then Ayurvedic medicine. And so I studied with Dr. Lad, also with one of my spiritual teachers, Maya Tiwari, who I have learned so much from. And that is when I met my partner, Ryan Strong, who also was studying Ayurvedic medicine. And through our many discussions and through his dedicated and clear inspiration of learning from Roy Eugene Davis, he invited me to also sit with Mr. Davis if I had wanted to. So I did. I fortunately was able to go to Mr. Davis's center and sit with him. And as many of you, I'm sure, agree, when you are able to sit in the presence of a guru, it is unforgettable. And so I'm very grateful to have had that experience. And so today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of that moment that many of us have had, that moment of when you're first inspired to seek more, to ask, what is God? What is what is this existence? Why are we here? And with the blessing of a teacher, of a guru, of a mentor, it can give us the opportunity to remove our ignorance of our true nature, remove that forgetting. We all, when we kind of coalesce into these individualized units of consciousness, we can forget. We can feel disconnected, and we can forget our true nature as spirit, as divine, as not being separate. And so the blessing of a guru can give us that knowledge. And so what do I mean by knowledge? Knowledge is knowing. That's how I mean it. I mean it as different than a belief. So with a belief, we can start to understand things on an intellectual level. And it's important sometimes to actually have that as part of our process of becoming spiritually awake. So we can have teachings given to us through texts, directly through our teachers, where we begin to get these little bit of understandings or insights of the bigger picture. But that's only the first step. So it can start to create beliefs that we have. Okay, I believe that there is something more. I believe that I'm not just this little tiny individualized unit of consciousness. But through practice and through the path of Kriya Yoga or other authentic enlightenment traditions, we can go from believing to knowing. And of course, meditation is one way to help us to remember, to get into that state. So what else did I want to say? Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say about my little introduction to this path. I would say that before this meditation series, a couple of years ago, one of Mr. Davis's students, who then became the head minister at CSA, Ron Lindon, he took something that was really difficult, namely when basically the whole world was shut down for a while. He took something very difficult, and through his own unique ways of working with creativity, he had started an online meditation series. And I remember at that time, I have a small private practice. I teach meditation to patients individually for the most part. And I couldn't see my people. So I was inspired by how he created this online meditation, and then formed a small group myself, just to try to help support people through this time of isolation. And so it's really lovely to see that these meditation talks have returned. And I think that kind of, there's a little bit of a nod to him and his creative spirit and what he was able to share with the rest of the world. So I'm really glad to be here with all of you today. So I just had some thoughts about when a guru passes, when we lose that physical connection with them, it can be very difficult. But in some ways, it can be helpful, because without knowing it, sometimes we can become a little bit, I don't want to say indulgent, but we can become a little bit dependent on their unending knowledge and just how generous they are by who they are, what they can provide for us. And we can lose that sense of remembering that we are all capable of becoming spiritually awake right now, in the present moment, absolutely right now. And so when we lose a guru, we can feel that loss, of course, but we have to remember that the teachings are still there. And so I just invite you to really continue reading inspirational texts and working with teachers of all authentic enlightenment traditions, including Kriya Yoga, to maintain your practices to stay connected and to recognize that what you receive from your guru may actually increase once they have passed and we don't have that easy physical access to them any longer. So one of my other teachers, Maya Tawari, she is still with us. I had spent a lot of time sitting with her at her monastery, and it was a really, really nourishing time. But it wasn't until I didn't have as much access to her as a physical person that I was really able to put what I learned into practice. And so, I invite us to stay inspired, to stay connected, what we have learned, to realize that if it's not happening in the present moment, you still have that ability to access your connection to your teacher. So I just wanted to lastly talk about one of the books that Mr. Davis has written. As you know, he's written so many books. And so his book that contains life-enhancing affirmations and quotes, Living Consciously in God. I looked at the affirmation that he offered for today. So I'd like to share that with you. One of the many things that I really appreciate about Mr. Davis is that he's just very practical, and he had full confidence that we have the ability to become fully awakened in this lifetime right now. And his words packed a lot of punch. You could simply read one sentence in any one of his books, and there's plenty there. There's plenty there to digest and to glean knowledge from. So for today, April 28th, he writes, "Your choices and actions of the moment determine your near and distant future experiences. Choose wisely and act decisively. Choose wisely and act decisively. Your highest good is available to you. Not in the future, right now. Your highest good is available to you right now, and you're responsible. You have the ability, no one else, it's you. You have the ability to choose wisely and act responsibly and decisively." And then you can sort of take what those words and then create an affirmation that you can talk to yourself about. I always think wisely and act decisively. And when you're able to tune into that and fully trust that, that becomes truth. So what I'd like to do now is just talk to you a little bit about, in 2 weeks, I'm actually talking again. And so for that talk, I will be sharing with you some of my insights of what the qualities of mother mean and how that is enfolded to the qualities of mother, the highest qualities of mother. So in a sense, divine mother, how that is embodied in the path of Kriya Yoga. So I'll be giving a talk on that in about 2 weeks. So I just invite you today, as we sit in meditation, to contemplate and to understand that you are able to, through your own practices, through your own readings of your teachers, that you can transform beliefs into knowing. So just simply keep up your practices. It's very important to do that. So let's take a comfortable seat as we sit together today in meditation. Your spine straight, and gently close your eyes. Inhaling and exhaling deeply through your nostrils. Take a few breaths at your own pace. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. We'll take a moment to acknowledge our lineage on the Kriya Yoga path. Maha Avatar Babaji, Lahiri Mahasaya, Sri Yukteswar, Paramahansa Yogananda, Mr. Roy Eugene Davis, and all of their successors. And take a moment just to tune into your body. Allow the muscles of your face to soften. Allow the letting go of any holding or tension in your neck, in your chest. Soften any tension in your shoulders and your arms. In your abdomen and your back. Allow any tension to let go in your hips and your legs. And finally down into your feet. And keeping your spine straight. With your eyes closed, you can bring your attention to the point between your eyebrows at the center of your forehead, just higher, just above your eyebrows. And softly hold your gaze there. And we'll begin the sound of Om. Om. You may practice any techniques that you normally practice to help you become centered in your meditation. If you find that your thoughts are wavering, you can practice focusing at the point just above your eyebrows, at the center of your forehead, meditating on Om. Om, 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 Om. One practice that you can consider is meditating on the sound of Om through each of the energy centers or chakras of the body. You start by bringing your attention to the root chakra, located at the base of the spine. Bring your awareness there and chant internally, Om, Om, Om. Next, you can bring your awareness to the second chakra, just below the navel. Om, 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 Om. Next, you can bring your awareness to the area of the solar plexus, just at the point of the xiphoid process where your rib cage meets. Om, 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 Om. Next, you can bring your awareness to your heart center, the Anahata chakra. Om, 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 Om. Next, you can bring your awareness to the center of your throat. Om, 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 Om. Then at the center of your forehead, just above your eyebrows. Om, 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 Om. Finally, at the very crown of your head, either sit in silence or again, meditate on Om, 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 Om. This practice can help to center you and prepare you for meditation. And we'll take a moment to close meditation. Allow for the removal of ignorance of your true nature and accept true knowing. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. We'll end meditation with 3 ohms. You're more than welcome to join or simply receive. Inhaling deeply. Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you, everyone. Look forward to seeing you next week.